So this is the very first video in this series. The goal is that this will teach programming to the very, very young. I'm talking about 12 is how I'm testing it, but you don't have to know anything about programming. We're going to start from the very beginning. All the videos are going to try to be under 5 minutes, and we're going to have about 180 of them. And by the end, you should be able to program and, more importantly, learn how to program beyond that. So let's start in the very beginning. The very first thing you need to know about programming, and this does apply, is that it's all about ones and zeros. Now, this blue card here, which is what the computer nerds when I was in junior high would have, is how you would program a computer. You see, if a hole was punched in, a light would go through, and that was a 1, or it was on. And if there was no hole punched, then that was a 0. And this is how we told the computer what to do. We'd feed in these punch cards, and they would be stacks of them. I mean, several feet high, and you'd feed them all in there, and it would tell the computer what to do by just going ones and zeros. And not much has changed. We built some tools to help us better punch these blue cards, but then we moved beyond that. So what does a computer do? Well, it just fetches and executes instruction, and it doesn't matter if it's a watch, a computer PC, or a nuclear reactor. That's what a computer does, is it just goes out, fetches instructions, and executes them. And then gets the next instruction and executes them. Now, the instruction may tell them where to get the next instruction. It may be as simple as add these two numbers together. And it gets those instructions from memory. So just really quickly, memory. The most basic type of memory we're talking about is RAM. Now, this is the memory that when you turn your computer off is gone. It needs to start all over again. RAM stands for random access memory, meaning I can get something at the beginning, I can get something in the end, something in the middle, anywhere in there I can get from memory. And that's where my instructions may be. I may have other stuff in there too, but I don't have to go through from top to bottom to get it. I just get it right in the middle if I want to. Now, when a computer starts up, it needs to find its first instructions, and those are in ROM, which is read-only memory. And it's very, very small, and it just says, I know that when the electricity turns on, I'm going to get my first instruction from this memory location, ROM, and go from there. Now you have some very, very small but very powerful memory locations, and they are in the cache or the registers. These are very, very fast but very small. And so I'm going to put something in the register so that I can use it from RAM, but then I have to throw it away because I got to put other stuff in there. Now, the other memory that most people are familiar with are hard drives. And this is where you turn off your computer, you turn it back on, and the stuff is still there. This could be pictures, it could be videos, it could be anything that you want to keep in there. In fact, part of the operating system of the computer is on the hard drive. Very, very slow, though, comparatively. So when you see your computer spinning or not doing anything, what it's probably doing is reading off that hard drive and getting stuff and putting it into RAM. And that just takes some time. And there's a lot of stuff in there, and it's very slow. So what is computer programming? It's just writing the instructions. That is programming. I'm just going to write the instructions that tell the computer what to do. And that's the beginning of the programming.